Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back. Driver Jeff's weekly vlog for Wednesday, June 14th, 2017. Today we're going to talk about driver strategy, helping out a lot of new drivers lately. And it's interesting because, you know, a lot of times you'll see on Facebook, hey, I'm thinking of heading out. Is it busy out there? Or, hey, where's a good place to get rides on a Tuesday morning? Or, is it worthwhile to go drive in this other big city near where, you know, 50, 60, 80, 100 miles away from where I live? And that's where, in addition to that, a couple of experiences I had just yesterday, I had two fairly new drivers on LYFT. And both of them, in the morning and in the afternoon, both of them each had their cell phone device in their hand as they were driving. So looking down, looking at navigation, the navigation was audible, so you could hear, turn left in a quarter mile. And just, in my opinion, it's unprofessional. You know, maybe, you know, some people say, well, for driving for 80 cents a mile, you know, doesn't deserve professionalism, whatnot, whatever stance you want to take on that, entirely up to you. But from a safety standpoint, get a mount for your phone. Let's start there. I know Uber, when I first started, actually used to provide the device and the mount and the decals and even a little bit of instruction, a couple, you know, a short video that told you good luck. Now, I don't think much of that exists. LYFT used to have the mentor program. That's gone. It's kind of figure it out or go do something else. And my second driver yesterday had been operating for 8 days. And he was driving a Mercedes. And he just recently lost his job. So he's out there trying to pick up a little extra cash to bridge the gap so he can continue to afford his Mercedes-Benz. But when we talk about driver strategy, or lack thereof, you know, what is your plan? When I was with UZURV and with that team, we used to ask, you know, a lot of people, you know, what do you set out every day to make? And a lot of times the answer was $100. As soon as I make $100, I'm done. Whether it's at night, whether it's during the day, whether it's at the airport, wherever your favorite place is, that seemed to be kind of an easy mark. And our reply at that point was, if we could help you get to that number faster by driving smarter and or driving less and working smarter, would that help? And you know, a lot of you that are out there new, and hopefully we're sharing this with new drivers, because I know a lot of you that are probably watching this have been around at least as long as I have, not longer. But if we're sharing this with the newbies, just making sure that they have some sort of goal. What is the goal? They need to know what it is, and then they need to know how they're going to get it. So here, you know, every town has those that choose to go drive out to the airport and park and get in line. Whatever position in the queue you are, you just kind of cross your fingers and hope you don't get kicked out to the back of the queue, and that you'll be able to complete X number of trips today. And hopefully one of them will be a unicorn and be a long trip. If not, you're going to have to get back in queue and either sleep, play Clash of Clans, whatever you do on your phone, play Words with Friends, or crush candy, whatever you like to do while you're sitting out there at the airport. The argument from airport drivers is, well, at least I'm only moving when I have a trip. I'm not out burning fuel where I'm not on an active fare. Okay, argument taken. Others that say, hey, I want to make $100 or I want to make 150, whatever that number is. It's kind of an arbitrary number. It's whatever your personal budget, whatever you need to make, I guess, is what determines your goal. But when I set out, and what I encourage a lot of drivers to do, is you got to set out with a goal based on an average per hour worked. Everyone's time is worth money, right? We can all go to In-N-Out Burger or to Jimmy John's. That was a West Coast and an East Coast reference there for you. and go flip burgers or make sandwiches for $10 an hour, which probably isn't going to get all the bills paid, especially since most of you are driving pretty nice vehicles. So you can go out and get a job with a W-2 and make your $10 an hour, and then after your taxes you're going to be down around $7 an hour, and then go down from there. You know, you got to figure out if you're going to be out here driving a car for whatever the mileage rate is in your city, and you're going to be pumping gas into it every single day, and insurance and maintenance and tires and window chips and door dings and all those wonderful things, and cleaning fees or cleaning expenses that occur, you need to have a budget, you need to have a plan. So what's that dollar per hour? And believe me, in my career I used to make a lot more sitting at a desk than what it takes to, you know, it takes work to do rideshare, and it does tire you out. A lot of people don't think that it's tiring driving. You get worn out pretty quick, and doing 8 hours or more will definitely wear you out. But what's the average dollar amount that you need, whether it be 15, 18, 20, 25, 30? You know, some of you are driving luxury vehicles out there. Some of you are driving Select, Lux. Some of you are driving black vehicles out there. You know, you may need to make $50 an hour that the wheels are actually rolling. Whatever that number is, you got to know what it is. And if you're logged on, you know, I look at it two ways. If I'm logged on and sitting in the car, those hours count. If I'm logged on and I'm sitting on the couch, I don't count those hours. You know, I could be working at my desk from home and be logged on, get a ping, and it's an XL trip going 30 miles to the airport. I'll get up off my chair and go take it. But I don't consider that being logged on, because I looked at it the other day, and I think I had one day I was logged on over 20 hours and didn't get a single request on XL from my home location, which isn't unheard of. But 20 hours logged on definitely would affect my average if I'm gonna start calculating it based on those numbers. So anyway, what's the average dollar amount? So I've got some partner drivers here in my city that are commuting up to Washington, D.C. So from Richmond to Washington is about 2 hours and 2 hours back. And if they're going to do that in one day, that's 4 hours round trip. So to me, personally, I count those 4 hours. If it's going to be me driving up there, I have my minimum dollar amount. Let's say I set it at 25. If I want to make $25 an hour while I'm driving, then by me going to D.C., I need to make at least an extra 100 for it to be worth it. So $25 an hour, 2 hours, $50 going up, $50 coming back. That doesn't include the gas expenses, and it's $100 of my time that I feel has been utilized to go up there. Now, if there's big concerts, big events, things going on at the casinos, Fleet Week, you know, a presidential inauguration, you know, all these crazy events that they have up in that city, and most of the big cities that you all live in, they have huge events as well. It can be worth it. It can be highly lucrative, but all of that falls into your strategy. What is your plan? And you know, we've got a very strong driver community here in Richmond. I want to thank Jeff, the disco ride guy, who's also got his own Facebook page where he shares a lot of his pictures and photos and things, riders having fun in his vehicle. He actually maintains the calendar for our driver community here in Richmond. And talk about events. I mean, he puts everything on the calendar. Now, it doesn't mean that just because, you know, there's a mime convention at the Marriott downtown doesn't mean that there's going to be, you know, 4.7 surge on Friday night, that type of thing. But it at least puts something out there so you can figure out what the events are that you want to work and come up with a plan to be able to hit your hourly goal. So that's my advice as far as new people strategy. You know, number one, be safe, be professional, keep your car clean. You know, the ones I was in yesterday, both of them were immaculate. And congratulations to those brand new drivers because they get it. And I mean, the one guy has a brand new Mercedes, and you know, I would be keeping it clean too if that was my vehicle. But I keep my car spotless. I'm at the car wash at least 4 times a week for the exterior, and because it includes the free vacuums. So in our town, to be able to do $19.99 unlimited wash and vacuum all month long, that's a bargain, because in the city I'm moving to, $25 per wash is about normal to get your car just run through a regular car wash. So keep it clean, keep it professional, keep the phone in and out, be safe. I know a lot of us, and I'm guilty as well, you know, I have my phones mounted here. On the video, it's going to look reversed, but this is the left side of the wheel. I'm not left-handed, I'm right-handed, but typically I've got my right hand on the wheel. My left hand or thumb is free. Well, you know what? Using the phone or tapping the phone while driving is definitely not safe. I have to apologize because I do it often, but I have had riders mention it before, which, you know, you got to take it with a grain of salt. But if you're suffering from low ratings, keep in mind that it could be little things like that. So strategy's good. The other thing I wanted to talk about before we wrap this up is the different apps that you can utilize for your business. And number one, if you're not looking like this or looking at this rideshare as a business, you're probably not going to be doing it very long. You need to know your profit and your loss on things like fuel. You're going to be spending a ton of money on gas, and you need to know your profitability. So one of the apps, obviously, that a lot of people are talking about lately is Maestro. Maestro is for those of you that run Uber and Lyft together. It's not just for that, but that's the main thing it was designed to do, is to manage what we call platform ping pong, where if you're running Uber and Lyft, you got both apps on at the same time, whether you're doing it on one phone or 2 or 3. You know, being able to accept a trip, turn the other app off, log back on, end the trip, rate your rider, turn, you know, switch back and forth. It takes a lot. The app does it all for you. So Maestro just released an emergency update, because there were some glitches, but 0.14.1, which is still in beta. But if anybody is using Android and wants to try out Maestro, I will put in the comments below the link or the referral code so you can get it, because I believe when you sign up you have to have a referral code right now, and it's Android only, so iPhone, sorry, you just gotta wait. Second one is UZURV. If you're not using UZURV, you're missing out. If UZURV sucks in your town, you're missing out, because the opportunity is huge to drive by appointment. And those of you know, I worked for the company for a year, but I use UZURV every day. And you know, I'm not putting up huge numbers. I'm not doing, you know, 50 reservations a month. I only have reservations go into my feed that are 10 miles or longer, and I only look at reservations that have incentives that are a few dollars or more. So I don't look at a lot of the trips that show up in there, because those are the ones that discourage some of the drivers that do look at them all. But I encourage you to look at them all until you're comfortable with utilizing the filters. But UZURV, you know, driving by appointment, that's essentially what I do when I'm during the day sitting at my house. I'm logged on as XL. If one comes, then I will take it, yes, but that's kind of still on demand. If a UZURV pops up and it's an XL trip and it's 10 miles or longer, I'm going to put in for it to make sure that I have an opportunity to collect that. It's kind of like a gimme. It's an extra amount that I wasn't planning on. So that's good. So UZURV is there for you. Definitely have the rider app and the driver app. I took a screenshot for somebody today, and I'll post it in the comments below when this gets posted later on today, that all the apps that I have in a group on my phone. So I've got Lyft, the old one and the new one, the Uber driver, Uber rider, UZURV driver, UZURV rider. I still have Mile Up on my phone. Some of you may have signed up for that a few months back when they were giving away gift cards for tracking your mileage. I think I got $15 worth of Amazon gift cards, 3 at $5 a piece from them. Since then, they've discontinued that program, and all they do is offer sweepstakes drawings I think since then I've got like almost 40,000 points that I haven't redeemed. But now I figured out what they're doing with their data is they're just tracking speed and I think it was acceleration, braking, and speed. Essentially the same thing that Uber's tracking. They're tracking it as well. They're going to try to sell that data later on. And they were kind enough to tell me that I tend to inch above the speed limit. So I'll probably be deleting that app shortly. But anyway, Mile Up is still on there. Another app that we utilize here that thanks again to Jeff Disco Ride Guy for introducing me to, which is Roadie, ROADIE. And you know, I'll put referrals for all this stuff in there. Whether you use them, it's entirely up to you. But Roadie is for small package or large package delivery, going in the direction that you may be going. Some of these things are going across the country. You know, if you got somebody that wants to move a dresser from Ohio to California, and you know you just happen to be going that way and can fit an extra dresser, there's people willing to kick down a couple $100. But some of the airlines are using that service or testing that service for delivering lost luggage to customers in your city. So, you know, let's say you're in Atlanta. I would assume that the Roadie volume is probably pretty big because I know Delta uses it. So, Delta, if they have a lost bag that they come across after the flight patron has already, you know, gone to their hotel or their home or whatever, they'll put the trip on Roadie for somebody to fulfill it and take that bag to their house or to the, you know, the hotel or wherever they need it to go. And they're spending less on Roadie than they would, you know, through a courier service. So that, you know, they may throw $10, $15, $20 on there. But if you've got an airport trip, this thing's got a 6-hour window for delivery. You could pick that bag up, go sit in the airport queue, and hopefully it's going in the same direction as you are. But in 6 hours, you know, where are you going to be in your city in 6 hours? I guarantee you'll probably be somewhere close to where that bag's going, and you can just collect that extra amount. But that's something out there for you. There's other ones, but those are the ones that all sit in the home group on my phone page, and those apps can help you out. But the one that I probably use the most that sits out there is for Uber. It's called Surge Chaser. And yeah, I've got referral code for that. If you use my code, I get a free week. If you use it, I think you get a free month, something like that. I'll put those codes on there. You can only use the code once, so if I post all 5 codes, first 5 people to use it and sign up are going to get them until they issue some new ones. But the cool thing with Surge Chaser is you can set pins all over your city, and if it surges in that area, it's going to let you know. And you can set all sorts of filters and sounds. You can change your sounds. You can have different sounds for different cities, different times. You can have it go to sleep at certain times. You can mute the whole thing. You can check your surge history. You can download your surge history. So if any of you are like the crazy analytic type, like Jeff Disco Ride Guy here in Richmond, he's got it sliced and diced to where he knows exactly when surge is going to occur in certain places. And guess who will be sitting there? Oh, he will. Talk about strategy. That's almost as good as UZURV, is knowing where it's going to be before it happens and being able to collect some surge trips and double or triple your productivity for that time that you're online. Anyway, all those apps, I'll feature them somehow down below, and y'all can comment about them, that type of thing. And then last thing is, I'm trying to tie this all together. So this Facebook live stream is where I'm doing this video. This video is going to be moved over to my YouTube channel, which I just created last week. I mentioned it in the last video. I'm new to all this stuff, but I'm enjoying it, having fun with it. This video will go there. I'll include a bunch more of this stuff in the description of that video. And ideally, I'd like to get a lot of you that are watching this to subscribe to the YouTube channel. And that's where the next contest is going to be. So I sent Jim Carskadden his dash cam that he won for the little giveaway that I did last week. So that's on the way. We're going to do another one, and I don't know if it's going to be a dash cam. It might be something cooler than that. Maybe some gift cards, but I'm going to base it on the subscription of the video or of the YouTube channel. So not sure what it's going to be, but if you head over there, subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's under Driver Jeff, and I'll also include that in these comments so you can click through and go check it out. But I have all the videos that I did last year and this year. They're all in one place. So we're gonna play around with it, have some fun, and chronicle some of the things we do while we're out on the street. Maybe interview some people that we hang out with. But I just like interacting with you all, and based on what I'm seeing on Facebook and in our local forum here, there's a lot of people that are looking for information, and if we can put it all in one spot, it just helps everybody out. So thanks for tuning in. Keep an eye on the comments if this video has not, or has been posted recently from when you're watching it, and we're behind on getting the stuff in there. Apologize, but it'll be up there by the end of tonight. All right, everybody have a good day.